Hi, everybody, and welcome back to With All Her Mind. I don't even know what episode number this is, unfortunately, because I'm filming things all out of order. So, episode number, look down below. Guys, as you can see, we have a special guest with us today. I'm super, super excited. This is my dear friend, Shaina Gardner, and we met in the weirdest possible way that we can't even begin to get into in this episode. But let's just say she is a friend that I can relate to on an intellectual level, a spiritual level, just enjoyment of life level. And we have different perspectives on different things. But what I love is that that's actually a part of what I enjoy about our friendship. We can talk about these things, we challenge each other. And so that will probably be part of what will come up in the episode today, which will be fun. I will give Shayna's formal introduction when we get to that part of the episode. But first, we have to start with what is happening in the world. And I've got to figure out a better way to intro that segment because that's kind of clunky. But for now, that's what we're going to call it, what's happening in the world. And what is happening in the world right now, I'm a little late to this party, but I was very excited to see that Millie Bobby Brown adopted a little girl. Okay, also, I feel like my microphone is itching my face, but we're just going to go with it. Okay, so if you don't know who Millie Bobby Brown is, she was the star of Stranger Things. Has she done other things?
I'm sure she has,
Yeah.
but her
That's
thing
what people
is
know.
Stranger
Yeah.
Things.
She's like 21, I want to say. She's very young. And her husband faced a lot of criticism when they got married because everybody was like, you're too young to get married, especially in Hollywood. I just feel like that's normal for Southern conservative Christian people, but not people in Hollywood.
Nope.
And so I already thought that was great that she was bringing helping culture see that there's value to marriage. But then they adopted a baby, which is also amazing because there are so many children in the world who need to be adopted, who need loving families, and they didn't care that they're really young. And I think that is such a positive message for young women who look up to her to see that this is something that, yeah, she's 21, but she still felt like it was worth the sacrifice of her time and financially and time off from her career and all those things. And so I think it's going to have a positive impact culturally.
Heck yeah. It's great to see a young mom in marriage representing in Hollywood. And not just a young mom, but also pro-adoption, pro-taking in the orphan, who's like, this is it. Originally, I always did not like this thing about Millie Bobby Brown, which was she was really pro-taking in all the animals. And it felt a little bit like my dog is my animal sort of deal.
Or your kid.
Yeah, my dog is my kid.
Yes.
But then she adopted a child. And I was like, oh my gosh, my heart. And everybody gave her flack. Like, what
so ridiculous.
Is that?
We have something wrong with people, but that is why we need Jesus.
Yes. And this is a positive move in our culture, which is surprising.
Very surprising because they're not espousing to be Christians or conservative or anything remotely similar to those things. And so I thought that was super cool and very countercultural of her and very much like we're going to do the right thing because this is what we want to do, not because it's in vogue right now. But hopefully it'll make it a little bit more in vogue, for young girls. Also, can you pull your mic a tiny bit closer to your mouth? I'm sorry that between Chris and I, we've been telling her, move it away, pull it closer. That's
perfect.
Good. Yes, now I can hear you better.
Look at that.
Okay, so that's what's happening in the world right now. The next segment is what am I reading? And I actually am reading this right now, which is cool because usually these recommendations are something that I've recently read or not even that recently. But I am currently in the middle of The Dressmakers of Auschwitz. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember the author's name, but I'm going to link it down below. And I have like a book list. I think it's like 200 and something books that I want to get through.
Okay. The giant Excel sheet.
It literally is a Google sheet.
Yeah.
So, and I have like my status like in work or completed or not started yet. In like my general thoughts about the book. Cause I also want to remember, did I like it or not? I generally will remember that, but there's some where you're kind of like a lukewarm book.
Yeah.
And you need to write down so you can remember
why it was lukewarm.
Yes. So this is on my list, and that list is composed of like books that were recommended by people that I respect, primarily people whose podcasts I watch. And so when I was like writing these down. So this is one that they recommended on another podcast that I listened to. And I'm always listening to like 6 different books because I like to have different genres going. This is not like a feel good anything. It's a very easy read in the sense of the narrative is super engaging, and it's like kind of documentary style, but I can't remember the book term for that, but yeah.
Like biography?
Yeah. Yes. But it's biographical, but it's following several different women.
Okay.
And it's the story of, there was a group in Auschwitz who were dressmakers, and they were kept alive so they could keep making couture dresses for the wives of the SS, like high people. So like Hitler's ladies were dressed by them, and Heimler and all the, like any of the big names in the Nazi world, they were dressed. And it's just so, the irony that they were pretending, they were trying to get like Jews out of the workforce, but then the people at the very top were still relying on Jewish talent and Jewish skill to provide them with all sorts of things, including the clothes that they wore.
Not just, is this a true story?
It is a true story.
Wow.
Yeah. It's biographical. So it's
like,
following
okay, I was like.
So it's their actual testimonies, their story, it's their family members. And so the woman who wrote it, like, actually interviewed several of these women were still alive when she wrote this book. So it's like super, super impactful. I feel like now is a good cultural moment to read something like that.
Yes.
Because the state of the world right now, there is so much anti-Semitism. It definitely, I feel like, is on the rise. And so for me, I don't want to be apathetic towards that. And I want to know how to see it before it is another, 1940s situation.
Yes.
And this really lays that out well, because you're seeing the lives that these women lived for 10 years before. And because many people left and escaped to other countries because they could see it coming. But so many people were like, that will never happen.
Yep.
That'll never happen.
Yep.
And so they stayed. And that's kind of how these women ended up in Auschwitz making dresses for Nazis, for people who thought that they were less than animals. So I definitely recommend it. I'm only halfway through it. It's brutal. So it's not like, you want to read it in the right headspace, the right life season and everything. But I think if you have the emotional capacity for it right now, it's a great time in this cultural moment in history.
Yep. I know. This is definitely a moment which we need to remember what has happened in our past so that we do things differently in our future. Recently, there was a gal who I met at church, and she had came to visit our church after all the October 7th stuff happened.
Oh, yeah.
And she comes from a Jewish family, just more culturally, and wanted to kind of engage in her faith after everything had happened. And she had shared, she had put a Pray for Israel sticker on her car. She lives in downtown.
Denver.
Yes, downtown Denver. I'm from Colorado.
We'll tell them about that.
Yeah. But she got red paint thrown on her car.
No way.
Followed by somebody put a body bag